Essar Ports recently announced its financial result for the quarter ended December 2012. Its consolidated net profit has more than doubled to Rs 90.42 crore in the third quarter of the current financial year 2012-13. Consolidated revenue grew by 32.6% to Rs 367 crore from Rs 276.8 crore during the same period, while EBITDA for Q3 FY13 increased by 34% to Rs 294.9 crore from Rs 219.4 crore in Q3 FY12.
You had yet another fantastic quarter. You'd like to comment on your results and how the future looks?
Well, we had a very robust growth in the top line, which was mainly because of the growth in cargo. We had a 44% growth in cargo handled during the quarter. The cargo went to about 14.5 million tons, and which resulted in increase in revenue and very decent bottom line growth. From about 45 crores we went to about 90 crores. This is a trend which we hope we will be able to continue, and in the next few years with 2 more projects coming on stream, Salaya by 2014 March and coal terminal at Paradeep by 2015 March, we hope that we should be able to continue this growth trend in the days to come.
So Sailesh, commenting on the growth, most of your capital expenditure is already done. How is the scenario for you looking forward for the next 2 years, and is there anything special you want to do on the debt side to bring down the cost of debt?
We have about 80% of the total capex plan which is fully done and spent. We have balanced 20% to be spent in next 2 years when we reach a total capacity of 158 million tons. And once this is done, then at the same time what we have done is we have borrowed all rupee loans, which are high cost loans. We need to work on it to reduce the cost of interest. We are working on various options as to how we can bring down the debt cost. Hopefully we should be able to see the results in the next 6 to 9 months.
So now that, Rajiv, the capacity is almost completed, what's the game plan? How do you attract more third-party cargoes? There was some recent news reports we saw around the Chennai container terminal bidding. You'd like to throw some light on third-party growth?
Well, if you see, as we grow and complete the project portfolio that we have in hand, by 2015-16, which will be the first year of our full capacity, we will be able to reach at least 25% of the total cargo to be third party cargo. Mainly because in Paradeep, both at the general cargo terminal, the existing one which we just started, and also at the coal terminal, we will end up doing close to about 20 million tons of third party cargo. And we also hope that in Wadinar and Hazira as well as Salaya, we will be able to do total about 10 million tons of third party cargo.
Look, we are a very new entrant in the field. In the port sector, we have been in the business for the last 6-7 years. We have built the capacity. Now the capacity what we have built, they are going to give us the revenue, and it's time for us to now give the money back to the shareholders, reward the investors and the shareholders. And the plan is now what we require now from the operations is about 600 to 700 crores. And the money which remains is either can be used for repayment of the high cost borrowing and also to reward the investors, and that I'm sure will bring a lot of value.
So last year you announced for the first time a small dividend. What is your idea around a more long-term dividend policy, and do you think more and more dividends are being given out, and will that in turn attract shareholders to hold on to the stock in terms of the listed stock?
Yeah, we made a modest beginning after a gap of 10-12 years. 5% dividend has been announced, and next 2 years we are still will be spending a little bit of internal accruals towards the capacity build up. But the plan is we are working on the dividend policy, and the plan is to give a fair amount of the total cash accrual generation during the year to back to the shareholders.
We would say that at least 15 to 20% of our profits we should distribute in times to come. Definitely this is something which will be internally debated, and then we will decide. But since we are an infrastructure company, we would definitely like to look at growth also over a period of time and distribute a fair share of return to the existing shareholders.
Operational highlights. At 16 MMTPA, dry bulk terminal commissioned at Paradeep with a fully mechanized ship loading system with a capacity of 5,000 tons per hour. It is connected to the stockyard by a 9-kilometer long covered conveyor system having a capacity of 5,000 tons per hour. The fully mechanized stockyard has 2 reclaimers with a capacity of 2,500 tons per hour each. During Q3 FY13, the company's terminals handled a record 180 ships as against 114 ships handled for the corresponding quarter the previous year. The company's commitment towards health, safety, and environment was highlighted with the company winning several prestigious awards.